Zoom.
Hello. Have you ever made chocolate chip cookies using an ice cube? Me neither. We're gonna try it today.
Have one ice.
Just one ice cube.
Just one cube.
All you need.
Episode 2, Brandi's Kitchen.
Yes.
Chocolate chip cookies.
Chocolate chip cookies. So I was prepared ahead of time. We didn't surprise me with the recipe, but I've never made it before. So this is a recipe from Food Lab, and I love it. America's Test Kitchen and Food Lab. Awesome recipes. Never had anything bad. So pretty much they're just very scientific on how they cook and bake, and it's really interesting just what the process and what to use over what you don't use, how it changes the end result. So for these cookies,
Science,
bitch. So
what do we got?
We're gonna start off. This is a cup of butter, unsalted butter, and we are going to turn this into brown butter. So all we're gonna do is just keep this moving, melt the butter, and that's slowly gonna turn brown, obviously, and it kind of smells nuttier, and it creates a deeper flavor. And it's really good. I haven't done it with cookies before, but I've made brown butter mashed potatoes, and it's really good. Joshua Weissman has a recipe where you use brown butter, and then you add your aromatics. He had one where he crushed a clove of garlic and just put it in the brown butter after it was all hot and simmering. It got like caramelized, and it kind of loses its bitterness. You can use it as a garnish, and it's so good. So good. Highly recommend that.
All right.
But this is cookies today. We're going to focus on the cookies. All right.
So how long's that been then?
So that was about 8 minutes. The goal is like 5 to 8 minutes-ish. Roughly. It kind of depends how much butter you're using. We're going to pour it into a bowl. And this is where we're going to be adding the ice cube. Alright. So now we're going to put this in the refrigerator to cool. We're not going to add that into our batter until it has solidified. Alright, so now we're going to mix 2 cups of flour, 3/4 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1 teaspoon of salt. Just gonna whisk that together real quick. And set that aside. This is 3/4 cup of just white sugar and 2 teaspoons of vanilla and 2 eggs. And I just found out recently too that the type of vanilla you use doesn't matter. You can use the fancy or the cheap kind. Apparently they both taste the same, end up with the same result. So glad I spent like $12 on this little bottle. So $5 or $6 for the larger Walmart brand. It looks prettier, so you know, aesthetic. Alright, so we're gonna whip this. Whip it real good.
Whip it good.
So we need this kind of mixed together. We need it to be really thick. So when we lift up the whisking thing, it should fall off it in thick ribbons. If it's too watery, we'll have to keep going. Otherwise it won't come together correctly. So this will take a few minutes.
And go.
So after whipping this for approximately 5 minutes, we are going to add 1/2 cup of brown sugar plus 2 tablespoons and our cooled brown butter. Like that.
Okay.
Add this probably slowly. I don't know. Don't remember what the recipe says. But I know the key is not to overmix it. I'm gonna stop mixing it like right before all the flour is mixed in.
Mix away.
Alright, and now we're going to add in the chocolates. So for the chocolate, he recommended chopping up some semi-sweet chocolate, like so, roughly chopped. So you have different size chocolate chunks, just to add more interesting texture. So that's 8 ounces, or 2 of those like baking chocolate bars. I only grabbed 1 on accident. I didn't realize there were only 4 ounces each. So I had some chocolate chips that have been sitting in my pantry for like 6 months. So we gotta mix.
So they're nice and fresh.
Yeah. And then we're just going to mix this in with a spatula. You really don't want to overmix this. And then we're going to let this rest overnight in the fridge so that the flour, proteins, and starch do their thing.
What is their thing?
Well, when they rest, they develop and stuff.
That seems legit.
Go read his recipe.
Well, rest is important.
Kenji Lopez, I'm sorry. But it helps develop the flavor or something.
We want to know the science.
Then look it up. I'm not a scientist. It is really interesting though. I wish I had memorized all of it.
I made her blush.
Okay, so this goes in the fridge overnight and then we will bake them.
So, see you tomorrow then?
Yeah.
Okay. Going to the gym. Okay.
So here we are, next day. This has been chilling overnight. Preheated the oven to 325. The rack is in the middle. And we're gonna scoop out balls. It's about 3 tablespoons worth of dough. So it should be about this big. And then we're going to rip it in half. And then press them back together. So it's all, how do you describe it? So it looks like this. The rough side is facing up. I feel like that's too high though. I don't know how to squish it down without not making it rough, but we're gonna wing it. I don't know. We'll see.
It's a nice dress.
Thank you.
Yeah, day 2.
I changed my clothes.
I did not. I wear the same shirt every day because I have like 3 shirts.
And then we're gonna bake these for 13 to 16 minutes and make sure to rotate the pan halfway through.
All right.
Here we go. We got the bowl. Make sure you wash your hands before you do this. Tear it in half, rough sides, top and bottom. These are gonna be, I don't know how these are gonna turn out.
How much space do you put between them? Does it matter?
Yeah, you want to make sure that they don't touch each other. You should be able to fit probably 6 to 8. They're really tall, so if they're gonna be
big old
expanding, I'm probably just gonna do 6, just to be safe.
You can get 8 on there.
Well, if they touch together, then they're not gonna be perfect little circle cookies.
All right.
And they're not gonna be perfect.
All right.
We fit 8 on here instead of 6. We're being risky.
Efficient.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we're gonna put these in the oven and then be rotating pans and turning them around halfway through. 13 to 16 minutes. So I'm going to check them at 6 and rotate and hope that they're okay.
All right.
All right, it's been about 6.5, 7 minutes, and we are going to rotate. Go for another 6, 7 minutes and see if they're done. Alright, so it's been about 14 minutes. Now I'm gonna take them out. They're getting crispy on the edges. I think they're good, so we're gonna let them stay on the baking sheets for about 2 more minutes, and they'll keep cooking a little bit, and then we will move them to the wire racks and then try them. In the recipe, they did say while they're still fresh out of the oven, you can sprinkle sea salt on them. We're gonna skip that step.
Who wants a salty cookie?
It enhances the chocolate flavor. Derek's not a fan of salt, saltiness, extra salt, butter. He's so healthy. But I'm sure it would be good.
And we're live.
Okay, come on, come up. Oh no! They might need to cool a little bit more.
Okay.
Or we're just, oh, it's falling apart. Maybe we'll leave them to cool for another minute. They're pretty soft. I don't want them to fall apart before we can make them on here. I've also had cookies fall through the wire rack. I don't want that to happen.
All right.
These took too long.
Time out.
So let's give it another minute,
Okay.
and then we'll try again. Okay. So we're not gonna use the spatula. You don't need it. You can just loosen it up, and we're just gonna slide it. Because they are delicate. Very.
Look like they firmed up quite a bit.
Ooh, smart chocolate.
Oh yeah.
We did it.
They look good.
Perfect.
Nice.
These ones are a little bit more firm, and the spatula works great. I'm not sure what the difference is between the two, but either way.
Maybe they just cooled a little longer.
Maybe. I'm just giving the other ones 30 more seconds. Oh.
What's the science?
The science of what? The cooling?
Yep.
It just gets hard as it cools.
That checks out.
Yeah. Alright. So, when are we going to do a taste test? You're going to eat one right now.
How long are they supposed to cool? Any
I mean,
idea?
at this point, you can
Just whenever.
just so you don't burn your mouth.
All right. This is for you then.
Oh. Oh my god! It's hot!
Gooey.
It's just hot chocolate. It's good.
How is it?
Pretty
How'd
good.
they turn out?
You want some hot chocolate in your face.
Yeah. Can't turn that down. Those are really good.
Messy.
That's breakfast.
Best way to start off your day.
There it is.
Alright. Would recommend this recipe.
All right.
Pretty easy.
Chocolate chip cookies.
Really good.
Episode 2. Nicely done. Now go wash your hands.
Look it.
Hey, finish that bite. There it is.
High five.
All right. Hold on. Not bad. Try them out. You got a little bit right there.